Hi, in our last video, what we did was we got Mr. Peabody here able to move and with some animations for moving. And then he could also jump when the thing is too high for him to walk over. And we didn't finish the animation thing all the way because what happened is we had two animations and it plays the idle and goes right to the move animation and it keeps playing that over and over. What we want to do is control the transition from the idle animation to the move. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a parameter here for this transition. So I select the transition. Let me just add a new parameter, and this parameter is going to be a boolean. So basically it's the move boolean. If I am moving, with my keyboard, I'll set the move boolean to true, which will be here on this transition. The condition to do the transition will be that the move boolean equals true. All right, and then also on the transition, there's this thing called has exit time. I'm gonna uncheck that because what that means is as soon as I set the boolean to true, it'll just do the move animation. It won't wait for the idle animation to play all the way through. It'll just play wherever it is when I press when I set move to true, it'll just go ahead and play move. So that's what happens when I press move equal true. It goes and plays this animation, and then I'll set another transition to go back to idle and select it. And what do you think will be the condition to go back to the idle? It will be when move, my only variable right now, equals false. And then that will go back and play the idle. And with this too, I don't want to wait for the whole move animation to play. It'll just jump out like right away. So I'm going to leave the animator window open so we could see like these blue lines to show what animation's playing. And I'm going to press play for the game. And you can see here the idle animation is playing, right? And that blue line says what frame in the idle animation is playing. And as soon as I click the move, it starts playing the move animation. Okay, and then if I unclick the move, it goes back to the idle animation. So the animator and the parameter are working. Let me press stop. And they're working here from the user interface in Unity. All I want to be able to do is control that transition of animations from my script. So I'll select Mr. Peabody and go to the Mr. Peabody script over here. And basically it's here in my update function. So over here, the move control, this actually moves Mr. Peabody. And what I want to do is I want to check to see if the horizontal value is not 0. Then I will do some movement for my character. So I'll take the absolute value. If mathf.abs, the absolute value means if it's negative or positive, it's going to be a positive number that comes back. Horizontal is greater than 0.1, just to account for a little bit of vibration noise from a joystick or something. So if the horizontal value is not 0, it's greater than 0, right? Then I will turn on the animations move. And I'm going to need another variable to reference the animator component here. So up here at the top of my Mr. Peabody script, I'm going to add another private animator anim equals null. Okay, and then in the start function, I'll assign it to the component. Get component animator. Right. Okay, so now over here in my update function, I could say anim dot set bool because it's a bool parameter. So it's anim set bool parameter. Now it just wants it's either the ID or the name. I'm going to use the name. So the name of my bool parameter is move. Okay, and the value I want it to be is true because I'm moving. All right. Now if I'm not moving and the value is like, around 0, else anim dot set bool move to false. So I'll set that I'll uncheck that box with the false. So now I should be able to control the animations that play from the script. So if I press play, I'm not going to click this box. I press play and I'm just going to use the controls for my character, the WASD and the arrow keys. And if I move forward, yep, there's a checkbox. And if I stop, it goes back to idle. Okay, so we're controlling which animation plays from in here. And then I have jumping. All right, so very simply, I got two animations right now, and I could control which one plays. So that was something we finished up from the other video. Now, let's add something for Mr. Peabody to pick up, like a weapon. All right, so this is going to be a new sprite, because right now we just have the ground and Mr. Peabody. We're going to have to get a new sprite for a picture of our weapon, and I do have that already. So I have a folder here where I have the sprite for the gun that I'm going to use, or the weapon. Okay, so I'm just going to drag and drop that into my assets folder. There you go, it's a gun sprite. And let me just say that the gun is going to have some animations on it. And that's how we're going to control whether he's like aiming the gun or his gun is put away in his backpack. We're going to animate the gun itself. So for the animations for the gun, we're going to have to do what, guys? We're going to have to add some, I'm going to add some bones to the gun. So I'm going to select the sprite, and then I'm going to go to sprite editor, opens up this big old window. And then I'm going to go first add the bones, bone editor. And here's a toolbar for bones. So the gun's pretty simple. I'm going to click this here. And, what should I do? Oh, I have to have a root bone always. All right. And I guess I'll have the root bone like just right here. And then I'm going to have some free bones, and I'll tell you why, because I'm going to animate when I do the shot. So I'll have one over here like this, and I'll have, I guess one down here like this. Okay, let's move this up a little. That's so I could animate the actual shot. Let me make this one a little longer. And I think that's good. So I have these bones, then I'm gonna have to add two more things, apply that. I'm gonna have to add the geometry. So remember I just said you move these up a little bit. Outline detail, alpha tolerance. Let's see what that gives me. And there you go. If I want the outline to hug a little bit more, I can increase it. Okay. And if I want more of these dots on the inside, I could just add more subdivisions. Generate. And geez, I don't know. I guess that's okay. Apply. And now I have to associate the bones and the geometry using weights. And I'll say auto. And that's fine. Okay, so apply. Okay, so let me close that. Now I have the gun. Let me put it in there. It's really big. But this, you don't see the bones yet. That's because I do have to add that script, the skin script. And so I do type in the search and I find sprite skin script from the 2D animator package. So I add that and I press create bones. There, it fills in the bones, and now I can see the bones in the gun. And the gun's, way too big. So let's shrink it down to look about the right size that our character would be holding it. All right. Oh, didn't mean to bend that. I think I could say reset pose. There you go. I meant to move the whole thing. Oh, look at that. It's behind the character now. So that's a question. Do we want it to be behind or in front? And I think, Well, if we did want to make it in front, we have to use the order in layer. See, so right now it's a 0, but if we made it a higher number, it'll be in front. So I'm gonna do that. I do want it to be in front. So I'm gonna order the layer as a 1. And let's see how that works. Yep, it's in front of everything. Okay, good. So let's see, the gun, we're gonna add some animations to it. So just like with Mr. Peabody, you select the gun, and then we go to our animation window right here. And now it says to begin animating gun. And the reason it says that is because I have gun selected when I go to the animation window. So I'll say create. And the gun is going to have like two different positions it's going to be in. One is going to be like the gun's drawn, right? So I'll call that the out animation or move, no, take out. Take out the gun. Take out. That's going to be the animation for that. But right now the gun's position is out. So this first animation, I'm going to call it put away, to put away the gun. So on this first animation, let me turn on the record. This is the out position. And what I'm going to do is I am going to move the gun like back here on his back. And I'm also going to rotate it up like this, like it's put away. Well, maybe that move is a little too high. So I'll put it like right here. Okay. So from draw, he puts it away, it's up here. From draw, he puts it away, it's up here. And that's really simple. That's all this animation is going to have. So now that's the put away position. So now I just want to copy these frames here, Control C, and I want to add another animation called take out. Take out the gun. Save. So this is the takeout animation, and basically it's gonna be, let me do a Control V to paste the two things I had before. The only thing is this is gonna be reversed. So this one is gonna come after, and this one's gonna come first. Okay, and I could just move these guys and move you over here. You know, I didn't test the time on the other one, but that's a fast takeout. All right, let me just increase the time. Let me move this over to 50, this amount of time. Let's see. Okay, that's cool. And then let me go back to the put away animation and let's see what the time. Oh yeah, you could use the mouse wheel to scale in and out of the time bar. And then we press play over here and that's too fast. So let's just stretch the time. I had it at 15. Let's make it that taking out takes time. That'll make it a challenge because you want to be able to get the gun out. So it's like, oh, this is putting the gun away. That one goes slow. 20. And then take out. Come on, man. Taking out. Let's make it take a little longer. And 20. There. So the time is 20. That's a good speed. So I got the two animations for the gun. And the gun is separate from Mr. Peabody, right? But you notice like how I position the gun over Mr. Peabody? I'm finished with the animations. Let me go back to my project view. All right, so let's do a number of things. One, before I mess anything up, let me drag and drop the gun and make it into a prefab. There we go. See? Gun prefab. Because this was just a sprite. And this sprite, I could put it in the sprite folder. So I have my gun prefab, and the two animations for it. So here's the gun. And, oh, let's see. What I'll do is I'll make the gun a child of Mr. Peabody. So I'll just drag and drop it on Mr. Peabody. So that way when I move Mr. Peabody, the gun moves with him. You get it? All right. So that's that. Just always cleaning my recycle bin. The gun's going to need a script to control which position it's in. So I'm going to select the gun and I'm going to add a script. Let's take that out. So this would be called the gun script. Create an ad. And there we go. Here it is. And let's take a look. Whoa, why did it just drop? You know, I don't like it when stuff like that happens. What's going on? Why did the gun just drop down? I wonder why. Did I move the gun during the animation? Let's see. There's Mr. Peabody. There's the gun. What happens when I press play? You saw the gun just drop down. Why are all these weird things happening? Looks like it just offset itself. So here, Peabody gun. Let me just reposition it. This is in the aiming position, so I want it like right there. Okay. And let me press play. It still goes down there. What the heck? I think it's because the animations have position. I'm not sure. Let me take gun and make it not a child of Peabody. And when I press play, what happens? That's interesting. I think that before I made the animation, I should have left it as a child. I should have made it a child of Peabody first. So here we go again. Learning as we go. So I'm going to delete that animation and I'll delete this one. And the animation controller is still on the gun. Okay, and this is thing there. So now before I do the animations, let me make the gun in that position a child of Mr. Peabody. And here is the gun. Now I'm going to do the animations for the gun. So I go to animation window and I'll create this is the takeout. So the first animation is the put away. So I'll say create. And once again, I will type in the name put away. Okay. And put away is, let me record it. That's the start position. And then at like 20 seconds or, 20, I will have the gun put away, which is, I want this rotated. Let me zoom in so I can see these bones a little better. I have it rotated up and where did all this come from? How did I get three things? Oh, that's Peabody gun. Sorry, let me zoom back out. So I have it rotated up and I also want to have it moved back over here. So there's a translation and rotation to put the gun away. Okay, and now I'll just select these two because I'm going to use them in the next one. Control C. And is this recorded? Yes. Oh no, it's not recorded. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Let me just select everything and delete. All right. So much work. All right, so this animation is going to start with the gun over here. Okay. Turn on animation record. Go to keyframe here. And at this keyframe, I'm recording. Yes, thank you. Record that I moved here and record that the gun is up here like this. Maybe move down a little bit. Okay, please work. Let me see. Thank you. That looks good. And it's a child. Thank you. So we got that animation taken care of. Let me copy. Control C. And now I'll do the takeout animation. Takeout. And it's not Chinese takeout. Whew. Record. And let me paste. Control V. So these are the two from the put out. The only thing is this is the end. And this is going to be the beginning. It starts at the put out. And it goes to put it back in. So these guys, I'll just move it over here. So that's the opposite way. And if I press play, good. So now I can turn off the record. Now I got my two animations again. Now I go to the animation controller for gun. And ooh, for gun, 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 why don't I see that animation controller thing? There's all these problems. But this is the life of making a game, I guess, huh? What if I select Mr. Peabody and then this guy? Well, Mr. Peabody got an animation controller. All right, just let's save what we got here. Save the scene. And I made a folder for Peabody. Now we got a bunch of files for the gun. Let's make a folder for gun. Just keep things organized here. So gun. And I'll put in this, 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 and this. And drag and drop it into the gun. And I know that gun is a child of Peabody. Is that what's confusing it? But this is, I just saw it happen. Yeah, this is Mr. Peabody's, but I don't see the controls. I see the variable. And this is gun, but I don't see the thing. So let me just close that tab and just try it again. Select here, and oh, there. You know, maybe it's a bug, but we worked our way around it. So here's the put away. So you know on the idle and the walk, we wanted those animations looping. So here on the put away, I don't want it to loop. I just want it to play once and then stay there. And same thing with takeout. So I'm going to turn off the loop on both these gun animations. And the first thing when the game starts is, yes, he's going to put away the gun. And then we'll have we'll have a Boolean, I guess, again for a parameter for the transitions. And we'll call it gun out, and it could be true or false. Okay, so if gun out, make a transition from put away to take out, and that will be happen if that will happen on the condition that gun out is true. Good. And then we'll have a transition from here to put the gun away, and that will happen if gun out is false. Okay, so if I press play, let's see what happens. So the gun got put away because that's the default thing. So it played the put away and the gun's up there. Then if I click this, he kind of bounced. Do this. Why is he bouncing when he does that? Let's try to figure that out. Is he bouncing? I don't think it's the exit time. Could it be this overlap here? So take out to put away, and there's this blending. Maybe that's that. If I take off the blending, or is it has exit time? Let's do that first. That's easier. So I press play, and the gun goes there, and let me put the gun away, take it out. It bounced again. So it's not the has exit time. Okay, it's not that. Is it about the animation itself? Let's see over here. Loop pose. No, that only happens with loop time. Okay, so it's a transition when it goes back. Could it be these overlapping blue things? I wonder. If I take it down. Actually, leave it the way it was. Now let me move this gray thing over here, like this. Oh, it doesn't want to do that. So let's see if I have it like that. Oh god, now it's bouncing even more. Alright, so it's bouncing more. Let's put it like this. Right here. And this. That's the whole thing. So gun out, gun in. Gun out. Dang it! Gun in. Gun out. Gun in. Gun out. Why does it bounce? What's this? An arrow. Okay, let's see what this error is. From the graph edge. Jeez, I don't even know. That's not my code. So scene, blah, blah, blah. We'll work on fixing that after. Maybe it's happening from the UI like a bug. Oh, so this is Mr. Peabody script. I'm gonna have to go to the gun script. The gun script right here. So we know we need a reference to the animator of the gun. So private animator, and it's private. The user interface doesn't have to know about it. Anim equals null. And then we initialize that in the start, private void start. And I want everybody to type just this fast, or faster. So anim is going to equal this, the gun, dot get component animator. Yeah, now I got the animator component. And then, hey, how are we going to know when to put the gun away and when to take it out? Well, basically, I want the Mr. Peabody script to tell the gun script when to put it away or take it out. So let me just have a function here, and this function will be public so that my Peabody script could call it void takeout gun. Okay, and that will play the animation of set bool. Oh man, what's it called again from the animator? The variable's gun out. Gun out, comma, true. Okay, now I have another here, public void put away gun. Okay, and this one will be anim dot set bool gun out false. All right, so taking the gun in and putting it away, that's going to control that. So here, that's not, and these are public, so another script could see them. And the other script is going to be Mr. Peabody's. That's the parent of this. So that means Mr. Peabody's going to have a pointer to its gun script. So private, and it's a gun script, so gun. And I'll call it gun script. And at first it's null. But then what's going to happen in the start is I'm going to get that child object, the gun child. So let's see, Mr. Peabody has child objects, has root and gun. I want the gun object script. Okay, so let's say that over here, gun script equals this dot get component in children. And what does this take? It takes a type. It takes a type. It takes a type. Hey, well, I guess my type is gun. Let's see if that works. So we'll see if debug dot log to the screen if gun script. There, we'll print the word gun script if gun script is not null. So if gun, this is just a little debug thing to see if that line worked. If gun script is not equal to null, then go ahead and debug log gun script. All right, so there. So process the scripts, and there's these errors, and I don't know how to get rid of them yet. Press play. And there, so that did work. That did get the gun script because it printed out that debug message right there. So now I don't need that. I got a pointer to the gun script, and that means when do I pull the gun out? When do I pull it out? Mamma mia. Man, maybe I shouldn't even have that control on the gun at all. I mean on the over here at all. Maybe I should have that on the gun itself, right? So here on the gun, I'm also at the control for that. So private void update. Just thinking about it. See, I'm always changing my mind. If input dot get key down. So key down means you have to press the key and let go. Press the key and let go. So I don't want a person to be able to just hold it. I want them to have to press it. And the key that they're going to have to press to shoot is going to be the space bar. How about that? If it equals true, then take out the gun. Oh, take gun out, take out gun. Okay, so I take out the gun. Okay, forget this whole thing with Mr. Peabody needing the gun script right now. So I don't think I need to do that yet. So we leave on the Peabody about moving Peabody. We leave on the gun about controlling the gun. All right. Oh, and instead of making all these extra functions, let's keep it simple until it needs to get complicated, if it needs to get complicated. So here I'll play the animation for that. And right now we aren't going to have an animation, put it back. All right, so we have that there, and now let's see if that works. That the gun, when the game starts, it'll put the gun away because that's the default animation. So I press play. The game starts. The gun should. What the heck? It just popped back up. I didn't press that. Is that because that's checked? Oh man. Okay, uncheck that, and go back here. Press play. Gun's up and it stays up. Thank you. And now, when I press the space bar, the gun goes down. Good, good, good. So let's say that's what happens. The gun's up and maybe, that's time. And then when we want to shoot, we're going to press the space bar. So if the gun's not out, then we take the gun out, right? That's a good idea. So if the gun's not out, we take the gun out. If the gun's out, then we leave it out. Let me think here. How do we know which animation is playing for the animator? Well, that's by checking from the anim script, right? So if anim.getCurrent animator state info, and then it wants a layer. I only have one layer for my animations. And is name, if the animation name is, what did I call these two animation guys? Put away and take out. So if the animation is still put away animation, that one was playing, then I have to take the gun out. Okay, so then I'll play the animation to take the gun out. Cut and paste right there. But else, if the gun's already out, then we could do a shoot, whatever that's going to be. We're going to just hold the code there until we get to it. Then we'll do a shoot if the gun is out. But just for debug purposes, so I know that it reaches a state, I'll say shoot. Okay. There we go. All right, so here we go. We're going to press play, and the gun starts, as we said, by being put away. So the gun should go up and be put away. There. So first time I press the space bar, the gun comes out. Now the gun's out. Now when I press the space bar, look down here, shoot happens. Oh shoot, the gun's shooting. I need something to shoot though. So, we've done a lot of stuff here. So I'm going to end this video. This is a half-hour long. In the next video, we'll actually have the gun shoot. Okay? And then after we shoot, if you don't shoot again, we'll have the gun kind of put itself away.